Could you explain the ordering surrounding student course registration and the reasoning behind it?
Sure, and that's what everybody's always interested in.
Hi everyone, I'm Roxy Granikovis, your Vice President External, and today I'm here with David Johnston from the Office of the Registrar, who's going to tell us more on the UFV Policy Number 95, which governs student course registration. David, could you please share with us who you are and what your role is at the university?
Thank you. The University Registrar and the Associate Vice President for Enrollment Management. The Office of the Registrar is responsible for a lot of things at the university, but we deal with student recruitment, admission, registration and graduation, fee assessments, those kinds of things. So the course registration policy, which determines how students get access, get their time and day to register for courses each semester. So that falls under the responsibility of the Registrar's Office.
Wonderful. Thank you for sharing. So let's get into it. What does this policy govern and why was it put into place?
So the policy allows us to let students register over a reasonable period of time and tries to fairly distribute them over the registration period so everybody gets the best chance possible to get the courses they need.
That sounds great. In the policy, it mentions being a new student. So who qualifies as a new student?
Yeah, so a new student is someone who has never taken a course at the university prior to that first semester.
Okay.
And as we'll see later, they get the first chance at registering for courses.
Okay. And how is the year of study classified?
Year of study is a simple arithmetical calculation. It's not based on where you are in your program. It's simply the amount of credits that you've obtained so far. So year one is 0 to 30 credits, then 31 to 60, 61, and so on. So if you change programs, you might actually be not in year one or not in year two, but you're still counted based on the number of credits you have.
Okay. So if you were a student at a different university previously and not all of your credits transferred over, could that impact which year of study you're classified under according to this system?
Yes, it could. And that happens for two reasons. If you're transferring in from a BC institution, it's likely that all your credits will have been transferred by the time you register. But if you're transferring in from a different jurisdiction where we haven't got established transfer practices, it may be that we haven't had a chance to evaluate all those credits yet. So if they're not on your record, it could affect where you are and the number of credits that you've accumulated. Because we talked earlier about the year of study, it includes credits that you have elsewhere, credits at UFE, and your currently enrolled credits.
Okay, that's really good to know.
Again, it all depends on when your credits are transferred.
Right. Could you explain the ordering surrounding student course registration and the reasoning behind it?
Sure, and that's what everybody's always interested in. So the idea when we put the policy into place was students brand new to the university should have that first opportunity to register because the courses they need are critical for them to move on in their program. So we try and get them in first, so all those gateway and prerequisite courses they can get when they need them so they can continue to progress on. After that, similar logic is that students about to finish their program should have priority next. So it goes fourth year students, fourth year plus, so they can get the courses again they need to graduate, and then third year students, and then it's the second year students, so 31 to 60 credits come at the end of the registration period.
That makes so much sense. Thank you for explaining to us. Can you tell us more about what a cumulative grade point average is and how it is factored into student course registration?
Yeah, there's many grade point averages as students soon learn. The cumulative is the easiest to calculate. So that's, and it only applies to your UFE courses. So if you have transferred in, those courses don't count to your UFE GPA. So we're only counting UFE courses, and it's all the courses you've taken, regardless of what your program is. So again, it's the simplest calculation. And if you repeat a course, you only count the better grade. So that's all factored in as well. For the purpose of this policy, there's a tiebreaker, and it goes to the GPA. So how we distribute you across the registration period is your GPA, your credits But during the day, we've got to split people up as well. So to break a tie, we use the GPA so we can fit people into time slots. So the way we calculate what time you register, can't put everybody in at 30 credits. So we break it up by the GPA so it gets spread out that way.
That's so interesting.
It's a very small consideration, but it's just how we do that final last calculation of who gets to go in at 9 a.m. and who's in at 10 a.m.
That's really good to know. So what issues does this policy help to mitigate, and how is this policy applied?
Yeah, so the issue really is we have a short period of time where people want to register for classes, and we can't put everybody into the system at the same time. It would cause a variety of issues with people trying to get into the same course. It's okay when there's lots of seats in the course, but as the spaces get more limited, you can't have two people trying to get into that last seat at the same time. So we try and spread you out. There's been improvements in how we manage it, as well as in the computer systems that we use. So we're trying now to do it within 5 days from the start to the finish. We try and do it from Monday to Friday. Doesn't always work that way because of holidays and things. So I think now after the winter reading break, sometimes it'll start right after as opposed to waiting to the Monday. So we think students would rather register now rather than wait later. So really it's just a way of managing the 10,000 students at a time who want to register in their classes, so we can spread them out over five days, so it doesn't impact the computer system too much. But also, as students have challenges, they have access to staff in the registrar's office and in academic advising. And that's why it's done Monday to Friday and within the daytime period, so we don't start before the day begins, and we don't have appointment times in the evening because students then can't access anybody if they need help. So it's quite deliberately during the business day, so the people who need some assistance can get it. Students run into prerequisite problems. They think they've got the prerequisite. They haven't, or a lot of courses require departmental permission. So to take a directed studies course, you've got to have special permission, and they don't know that ahead of time. They will get concerned if it's not during the period of time when the offices are open. So we're quite deliberate about that. So it's not that complicated. It looks complicated, but that's really what we're trying to do is get as many people as we can into the courses they need when they need them in as short a period of time.
Wonderful. Well, sounds like you have an excellent system put into place. Thank you for your time today, David. It's been great getting to go over the policy with you and learn more about how student course registration takes place at UFE. And thank you for joining us for another episode of Know Your Rights.
Thank you.